we just draw a land. That sucks for us. Oh, but he gives up. Duck Killer Cam. Guys, keep your backhand strong. How is it prowess this back to your hand, buddy? But hey, he showed up. He's like, hey, I was here. And it was actually my presence that made the opponent concede. So it's over. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today we are looking at the first deck I put together for the Final Fantasy set that just released earlier today, and it was actually a viewer requested deck. He asked that I play with Cecil, the Dark Knight. For 1 black mana, this human knight has Death Touch, and he is a 2/3. Those are some pretty insane stats, if you ask me. And he does have the rule text with the ability Darkness. Whenever Cecil deals damage, you actually lose that much life. So you might think that that's a downside, but if you can get down to 10 life or less than that, then you get to untap Cecil and transform him into Cecil the Redeemed Paladin, who is a 4/4 lifelinker with Protect. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until the end of the turn, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, he is a human knight. I wanted to go with kind of a knight themed deck. So we have Knight of Grace and Knight of Malice. These are essentially the same cards, just one of them's black, one of them's white. They are 2 mana for a 2/2 first strike creature, and they have hexproof from black. The white one does, and the black one has hexproof from white. So much removal right now in Standard, and a lot of it is primarily black or white, so I think that'll be quite nice. Speaking of removal, we do have a full package of Cut Down and a full package of Bitter Triumph just for our removal. It's not quite hard removal, but it can get rid of enchantments or planeswalkers, and that is Sheltered by Ghosts. Just such a good card right now. It is a little bit of a non-combo with Cecil. If on turn 1 you play a Cecil and then they play something that you want to remove, and on turn 2 you put Sheltered by Ghosts onto Cecil, he has lifelink, so then you will deal 3 damage, gain 3 life, and then lose 3 life. So that is a little bit of a non-combo, nombo. But yeah, Sheltered by Ghost, just such a good card right now that I think we still do have to try it out. And then the other knights we're playing with are actually both from Final Fantasy set. One of them is this Judge Magister. He's a 2/2 menace creature, and then it says whenever another artifact or creature we control dies, we get to put a +1/+1 on this creature. And then finally, as our top end, for only 4 mana, so it's not that expensive, is Dion, this human noble knight. He has the Dragonfire Dive ability, which says during your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying, which I think will just be such a nice way to help our creatures. Let's go ahead and just move all of our creatures over here. We'll be able to help all of our creatures kind of fly over the top. So that's quite nice. And then, so yeah, this is all removal. I am trying out this Dark Knight Greatsword for 3 mana. This is a artifact equipment that gives +3/+0 to one of our creatures, and what I really like about it is its equipped cost isn't tied to paying mana for it. Most equipments in the game require you to pay 1, 2, 3 mana to equip it to a creature, but this one instead we can pay life, which again, we don't really mind if our life total starts to get drained a little bit, just because we do want to try and flip Cecil today. So yeah, kind of excited to try out this Dark Knight Greatsword. And then finally we have Patchwork Banner for 3 mana. It's an artifact. We choose a creature type, so we're going to choose a knight, and then those creatures get +1/+1, which is really nice. And the Patchwork Banner can add mana itself as well. And then finally 2 other new cards from Final Fantasy as well. So we are packing quite a few Final Fantasy cards, which is what I want to do for you guys as well. We're looking at Restoration Magic. For 1 white mana, has 3 options that you can sink more mana into if you want. I don't think we will, though. I think most of the time we're just going to go for the 0 extra mana. So for just 1 white mana, target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn. So if someone's trying to remove Cecil, hopefully we have 1 white mana available so we can just protect him right away. And then finally, it's the battle menu, 2 mana. And then for any one of these abilities, I don't think this card would be that good, but since you have the option to choose any one of the 4 modes, I think it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, and I think this card will see a little bit of play in Standard as well, which is exciting. But yeah, you have 4 options to choose from. You can only choose one of them, but at instant speed for 2 mana, you can create a 2/2 Knight creature token. You can give one of your creatures +4 defense. You can destroy a target creature with power 4 or greater, so this one could also maybe slot into the removal package that we have. Or you can choose to gain 4 life. So yeah, that's more or less the deck. I think every card here, with the exception of Cut Down and these Caves of Kolios, are so every other card in our deck will be here after rotation, which is coming up in September. So if you want to craft this deck, I mean, Cut Down is just such a good piece of removal right now. I don't think it would hurt. It is also just common, so you might have the wild cards to craft that one. And the Cave of Kolios, I mean, they are rare, so yeah, if you're a new player, I would maybe hold off on crafting these caves. Just look for a few other, you know, black-white or Orzhov, as it's called, producing lands. If they come in tapped, you know, it's maybe not the worst. Might slow you down a little bit, but yeah, all these other cards will remain after rotation as well. We have a good number of Final Fantasy cards, so I hope you guys enjoy the games. All right, we get to go first, and we have 2 Cecils in our opening hand. The Bleachbone Verge does produce black mana, and we actually even have a swamp as well. These new lands from the Final Fantasy set look so clean, so yeah, let's see if we can put in any work. Hopefully we can maybe even transform Cecil on our very first game. That would be crazy. The opponent doesn't want to see anything. He's too scared of the Dark Knight. Yo, come on, opponent. All right, we got to go first, which is nice. Wish we had a Cecil in our hand. We do have protection from white with this guy, which is really, really nice, so yeah, we're just definitely going to get down the Dark Knight Greatsword, and then I will happily just pay 3 life to equip it to our Knight of Malice, just because, yeah, I really don't think they can deal with this guy too effectively. Go ahead and put a Sheltered by Ghosts on him as well. I mean, I guess they could remove the Dark Knight Greatsword, but they have the Enduring Innocence. And like I said, I think we will just go ahead and remove that one. Give me that creature. I think you're going to have a really difficult time trying to get it back. And you, my friend, are already down to 8. I mean, I guess you can gain 1 life. They have their own Sheltered by Ghosts, but I don't think you need that. Healer's Pigeon. I'm sorry, buddy. But you don't need that card. Wow, that was a really clean game. And yeah, you guys can just see how nice hexproof from white is, just because there's so much removal that is white based. And if we were playing against a black deck and we got our other knight out that has protection from black, you can see so much removal is just black right now, so GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we are starting with a Cecil. That is so nice. Let's just hope he can live. Please. Zorius. Yikes, that might be a little bit rough. Could honestly attach the Dark Knight Greatsword next turn. Say 4 behind him. Is Cecil from Final Fantasy 4? I've never played Final Fantasy, so I'm not 100% sure. Alright, yeah, we will pay 3 life and get rid of that creature, so we will be down to 15, and then we can actually transform Cecil right away. I will happily pay 3 life. Bap. So we're actually down to 7, which is crazy. But yeah, look, we get to transform him right away. Cecil, the redeemed paladin, coming in. He has the Dark Knight Greatsword as well, so he's an absolute threat that the opponent's probably just going to kill right now. Oh, he couldn't handle him. Let's go. Yo, Cecil didn't get to do too much with him. I mean, we transformed him really quickly there. I think you guys can see just how nice the Dark Knight Greatsword is. I love being able to equip it for paying life instead of having to pay 2 mana or something, because yeah, the turn that this Dark Knight Greatsword came down, which was right now, is turn 3 for us. We could instantly equip it. Cecil went from a 2/3 to, does this just give power? Yeah, he went to a 5/3 creature, and yeah, we swung through for a ton of damage. Of course, we do lose that much life as well, but then we got to flip him over right away, and he still has the Dark Knight Greatsword attached to him, so G to the G. All right, opponent does get to go first, but we do have a Cecil in our opening hand, so we will try it. Also have a Sheltered by Ghosts, which is really nice, but again, I said it in the deck intro, it is kind of a non-bow, no combo. Let's get down this Judge. Pay some life for that, and then yeah, let's just attack with Cecil. Go down to 17. Then next turn we can get down the Patchwork Banner. Ooh, an Urbrass Forge. That is kind of rough, but I'm honestly okay. I'm honestly okay losing life for a little bit. Like I said, we do want to try and flip Cecil. Could we do it right now with the Dark Knight Greatsword? Pay 3 life? Yeah, we can. Because look, we can do it like this. He will go up to 5, but we can say, hey, ping me for 1. So we're down to 15. Oh, I guess I didn't even have to do that. I'm a silly boy. Can't do math, but hey, it's late. So we're down to 7, and again, we flipped him right away. So now he is a 7/4 with lifelink. Let's just hope they don't have a burn spell. Would take 2 of them. The Rampaging Raptor. That is a big no blocks from us, and I don't think the opponent's going to be too happy about this, but we are missing land drops, which does really suck. But I think if we do it like this, let's go ahead and put a Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, we're down to 2. Yikes, that's maybe my bad a little bit. Okay, I didn't know I'd be taking 1 damage there. I wanted to re-equip the sword onto the Judge. I guess it was actually really dumb to put Sheltered by Ghosts on Cecil. Hey, it doesn't matter. We were able to flip him again. And yeah, look, 8. We're going to swing through for 8 damage, gain 8 life right there. So yeah, GG. And we still had a cut down available for any creature that maybe they wanted to play next turn. So yeah, on to the next one. All right, opponent goes first. We do have a Cecil in our opening hand, though. And that has usually worked quite well for us. And they haven't been able to remove him. Let's hope they don't remove him this turn, because then we can keep up the restoration magic. This opponent's like, oh, a new card. I haven't seen anyone play any new cards today. Or is that true? Maybe one person did. Alright, yeah, so we can definitely keep up our... Well, no, we can't, because this guy says that we can't cast any instances on our turn. So let's go ahead and pay 3 life, get rid of this guy right now. And then just attack with Cecil. Cecil. Let me know in the comments how you guys pronounce his game. How you pronounce his name, for those of you that have actually played Final Fantasy. Can't quite. We can do 4 damage to ourselves. Oh wait, but pay 3 life. I think we can actually flip him. So we're gonna do 2, pay 3. Yeah. Pay 3 life, get rid of this, and swing through. And we do actually have restoration magic available to us, so this I think is looking really, really nice. Yeah. How about no? Nah. Oh, that was a pretty cool sound effect. Oh, and we flipped him already. Let's go. Opponent's just gonna hit us with a get lost. I will say I have been able to flip him a decent amount. There was another game I flipped him, but we lost, which was unfortunate. All right, we don't have any more. Elspeth Smite is just one. Does it say other? Oh, it says other attacking creatures. I think he should get indestructible as well. Alright, well, let's try and attack. I mean, opponent might have something to remove him. Yeah, Lightning Helix into a Elspeth Smite. Ay. And he didn't die, so this guy doesn't get the counters. Kind of crazy that this guy's entire hand so far has been 2 of that and 2 of that. Alright, well, I mean, we did draw 3 Bitter Triumphs. Dude, the Shuffler is on a heater today, I will say that. But yeah, we have 8 power casually on board. Arabella, really, really nice. I played a Boros Tokens deck, so I think that's what they're trying to do as well. That guy's legendary. That sucks. I mean, now we have to discard a card. I don't think we can really afford to pay too much more life. But yeah, opponent down to 9. So unfortunately, it still is a 2-turn clock. They have a Delny. Yeah, so really, really nice, yeah, Boros Tokens deck. Just a swamp from our side. I mean, he is going to lose this Delny or go down to 1. That's absolutely crazy. I doubt he could do 10 damage to us. So, hey, we got there in the end. We were able to flip our boy, the Dark Knight. And he did eat 3 removal spells. Of course, we were able to catch the opponent off a little bit with restoration magic. So, and we actually drew another one, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, let's just send all 3. I mean, I guess if he has 2 removal spells, get lost. Do get to put a +1 on this guy. They do have to remove this guy and then block. But they don't have it. So, hey, we got there in the end, even though we did face an onslaught of removal. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces of removal. I mean, we drew 3 ourselves. Kind of crazy. So, hey, anyways, GG. All right, opponent goes first again. I feel like the opponent's gone first quite a bit lately. Let's get down Swamp. Unfortunately, we have no protection magic. Is it? No way. This Quarry Steel Cutter. Absolutely hate that card. I guess we will get down the Knight right now. I mean, if we can flip Cecil, that would be nice. We're down to 17. So we'll get down Patchwork Banner. We'll name Knight. Go ahead and remove this guy because I know he is a problem. We're going to lose 3 more life. So next turn, we will actually be able to flip Cecil if they don't kill him. Innkeeper's Talent. Or sorry, Storm Chaser's Talent. Burst Lightning. Do we remove both of them so we can flip Cecil? I think we do that, honestly. Let's discard a card. Get rid of this one. And then we can cut down your stupid otter. Get that trash off the battlefield, boy. And then Cecil flips. So we have a 5/5 lifelinker now. They opt. They do choose to keep it. I don't think they can do 5 damage. They could, of course, bounce him back to our hand. That would be terrible if they had it into the Flood Maw. Oh, torch the tower. They have double removal. Well, maybe they don't. Yeah, there's no way I'm blocking that, buddy. Absolutely crazy. We just draw a land. That sucks for us. Oh, but he gives up. Duck Killer Cam. Guys, you know, keep your backhand strong. How is it prowess this back to your hand, buddy? GG. Cecil transforming him yet again. And yeah, gonna gain 5 life there. They did do a chunk of damage. I think we would. No, what am I saying? We attack with both of them, do 8 damage. We win there. So let's absolutely go. I'm so glad we pulled it out against this Is It Prowess deck. Yeah, he was playing 1 new card, so I'll maybe give him a little bit of props, but GG. All right, we get to go first. We do have a Dion. I actually got him out last game, and I actually flipped him as well. But we were playing against a Una deck where they just bring back like the Bahamut on turn 5, and it's like, well, can't do anything against that, so. But that does look like a fun deck. I'll definitely have to try it out myself as well. Oh man, this opponent taking forever to see if they want to mill or not. They're probably also playing a graveyard deck. Protection from black. I'm not sure how much black they actually play. Oh, it's a Heir Apparent deck. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be rough. I already know that. Next turn, we can get down Dion. Dion, I think, is his name. Ooh, new card. Discard. So yeah, let's go ahead and get him down. So flying is really nice. Dion, Cecil, Cecil. I don't know, guys. Yeah, another Heir Apparent. Hope. Alright, we can fly over the top, and at least they're not gaining any life, so that is nice. Let's just get down all of our knights. Don't know how much removal they're packing, but I think we got them next turn. They're down to 5. We're up to 25. You could play 5 Heir Apparents for all I care, and I think we got you. These guys have first strike, so I have a feeling they might want to wipe the board. Yeah, so they're actually maybe keeping up a restoration magic would have been nice, but it's just to raise the past. Yeah, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Well, they are going to be doing a ton of damage. I still don't think that's 21 damage, though, so I think we got them. Rat-sat, buddy. Oh, and we drew Cecil right on time. I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 so we can flip him, even though he's not attacking, and we're going to be gaining 3 life. So it doesn't even matter. But hey, he showed up. He's like, hey, I was here. And it was actually my presence that made the opponent concede. So it's over. GG. Alright, I will keep this because the the star player is here. And we drew the Dark Knight Greatsword. Let's go. Could be a landfall deck. No, a lot of people wanting to play with Tifa. Could be a Yuna deck as well. I've lost twice to that one where just on turn 5 they bring something absolutely ridiculous back to the battlefield. But since we don't see anything too threatening right now, let's just go ahead and get down our knight. And let's start the beatdown. Bap. Yeah, next turn we can get down the Dark Knight Greatsword. Be just an elf deck. Do have Bitter Triumph. I think I will try it. See if they want to double block. They choose no blocks. Down to 13. Oh, no. Wait, but did I? This guy doesn't have lifelink. I'm tripping. I guess let's get this one down. Oh, it's the opponent that's down to 13. Gives +3. I'd be down to 5. I think we'll be able to flip Cecil next turn. I think. Yeah, there is that guy. So we're definitely going to have to remove him. They get +3. Oh, I was going to say, I hope we draw a land. We miss a land drop, though. I kind of need to re-equip this one here. And then attack with everyone. Let's see how they want to block. Alright, well, they let Cecil go through, so I actually don't need to pay 3 life, so we can discard a card. And then we will get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of battle menu. So this guy now goes down to 3 power, and we have first strike, so we were able to remove that one. And we're able to flip Cecil. So now we have a 7/4 lifelinker, and they're down to just 1 creature on board. Let's go. I don't think they can remove. They are looking for some card draw. We do have a Sheltered by Ghost, which is really nice. So yeah, there's a Tyvar. So I hope we can hit our 4th land drop. Unfortunately, no. But yeah, like I said, we will still go with Sheltered by Ghost on our Knight of Grace. And he just gets indestructible, right? Yeah, he just gets indestructible. So we were going to take Tyvar from them. Were we? Could have also taken their Leaf Crown Visionary, then it would have shrunk both these guys down, and then yeah, we could have just attacked with everyone. So yeah, that was a really clean game. And again, I am loving this combo of Dark Knight Greatsword with Cecil. It's so nice. So yeah, GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. First deck of the Final Fantasy set, and we looked at a Knight tribal deck. You could also call it a human tribal deck because all of our creatures are human knights. The main one that we were trying to work with today was Cecil, the Dark Knight. And like I said, I have never played Final Fantasy, so for those of you guys that have, tell me the lore about Cecil. I would like to know, because I actually have really enjoyed this card. I think... honestly, what I thought, so this was a subscriber requested video. They said, hey, can you check out Cecil when Final Fantasy comes out? And I was like, I got you. And yeah, I looked at this creature. For 1 black mana, he is a 2/3 with Death Touch. That honestly is just really good in and of itself. And then when we look at his ability, Darkness, let the darkness consume you. Says whenever Cecil deals damage, you lose that much life. Then if your life total is basically half of your starting life total, so 10 or less, you get to untap Cecil and transform him into Cecil, the Redeemed Paladin. He does go from a black creature to a white creature, and he has lifelink. He is a 4/4, and he has the ability Protect. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until the end of the turn. So this is just a really, really overall solid card. Even just his front side, Cecil Dark Knight, 1 black mana for a death touching 2/3. Honestly, a little tiny bit like Shieldred. For 4 mana, you got a 4/5 death toucher. And I know this card's not like Shieldred at all, but again, just that, extra rate. For 1 mana, you get a 2/3, already really good. And then he has death touch himself. And yeah, when I built this deck, I was like, all right, I've seen quite a few people go with a purely mono black version. I wanted to kind of, branch out a little bit and go with Orzhov colors, so black and white, just because Cecil Redeemed Paladin is a white creature himself, so I thought that was a little bit fitting. And I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how often we would be able to flip Cecil. I didn't think it would happen that often, but I'm honestly kind of surprised. I was able to flip him more often than I thought I would. I think I flipped him in another 2 games as well. One of them was against a mono red, it was a Boros kind of burn deck, but they played the Screaming Nemesis, and that card just completely shuts off, lifelink. So that was a loss right there. And then we played against another deck. They were playing with some new cards. It's Yuan, Final Fantasy card for 5 mana, and then she can bring any enchantment back from the battlefield. So they just try and put some of the most broken enchantments into the graveyard, and then on turn 5 just have an absolutely crazy board. We did have Cecil flip that game as well, but yeah, we weren't able to pull out a victory there. And then all the games that you guys saw as well, and I think quite a few games, turn 1 this guy comes down. I think we had him flipped a few times by turn 3 already, which is absolutely crazy. If on turn 3, you can go with the Dark Knight Greatsword, pay the 3 life to equip him, which I said in the deck intro, I love that so much, because most equipments in the game, you have to pay additional mana. You pay 2 or 3 mana to actually play the equipment out, and then you have to pay 1 or 2 or 3 mana to actually equip it then as well. That the Dark Knight Greatsword, that you can just pay 3 life right away. You can only activate it once each turn. But again, most of the time you just want to keep it on Cecil anyway, so you'll just need to pay the 3 life once. And yeah, if you have the Cave of Kolios, you can spend either white or black to deal 1 damage to you as well. So that can also be a way to, try and math it out to where you can get down to 10 life exactly, so that you can flip Cecil. And then once he does flip, you get a 4/4 life linker, where whenever you attack, all other attacking creatures gain indestructible. That's really good. And if he has the Dark Knight Greatsword equipped to him, then he is a 7/4 with lifelink. Absolutely crazy. And then, some of the other cards we looked at, some of the other creatures, Knight of Malice and the Knight of Grace, basically the exact same card. One of them's white, one of them's black, of course. They're both 2/2, but they get +1 as long as you control any white permanent. That's for the Knight of Malice, and the Knight of Grace, first strike and hexproof from black. And this creature also gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a black permanent. And since our deck is a pretty nice balance between both white and black, oftentimes these knights get the additional +1 pretty easily as well. And then I think in one of the games for sure we saw how nice, I forgot which one it was. I think it was maybe the Knight of Malice that had protection or hexproof from white. I know for sure, I think it was maybe like a mono white life gain. They were playing Sheltered by Ghosts, Get Lost, all those removal spells that just cannot target him, which is so nice. And then another new Final Fantasy card is the Judge Magister. For 2 mana, he's a 2/2. He has Menace. He's a human knight, kind of standard creature from the Final Fantasy set. I wanted to try him out, and I think he did okay. But another final creature in our deck is Dion, Bahamut's Dominant. This legendary creature, he is a human noble knight for a 3/3 for 4 mana. During your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying, so that is just a really nice way to go over the top of your opponents when you have, all your creatures on board. And when he enters, you get to create a 2/1 knight as well. And then for 6 mana, you get to exile him, transformed onto the battlefield, and he is a 5/5 flyer that is a legendary enchantment saga. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what the chapters of the saga do because the game for me is glitched for whatever reason. I can't read it, but I was able to pull that off in one game, but that was the game where we lost to Yuan. So I think he gives all other creatures +1 for chapter 1, and chapter 2 and 3 I wasn't able to figure out what that was. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I did really like this creature as well. And then finally it's just a little bit of removal with Bitter Triumph, Cut Down, Sheltered by Ghosts, Battle Menu. I think in the intro I said it would be a pretty nice Swiss Army knife, but I think I didn't use it that often. I still think this can be a pretty useful card. I think mainly you might want to go with Magic just to destroy a target creature with power 4 or greater, or the attack side where you can create a 2/2 knight token. I think those might be the most useful, but at the same time, I think the Restoration Magic for 1 white mana, giving one of our creatures hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn, is a really nice way. I think we saw how useful that was in one of the games, just to protect Cecil. They did eventually remove him, but that was the turn after we were able to save him, and they had to sink in 2 pieces of removal. So I actually really like the Restoration Magic, and the Battle Menu has been pretty okay as well. So new cards from Final Fantasy that I just want to try out as well. So that was the deck today. And this version I did enjoy. I had another version that I tried out, but I didn't enjoy it as much. This version actually did do quite a bit better for me as well. And just getting Cecil down on turn 1 and flipping him just feels so nice, especially if opponents can't remove him. But I've been rambling on long enough. You guys already know how I'm going to end it. I love you all. Peace out.